I've been wanting to do this or film this drive for a while, and I hope that it is something interesting to watch. Kind of wanted to name it something like By Roads of Virginia or something like that. It's basically a short drive between city of Waynesboro and town of Grottoes or something like that. So I'm currently in Waynesboro, the city of Waynesboro, and I'm leaving the city. I'm going to, well, it's a small city somewhere in central Virginia, and it's going to be a drive between, a beautiful drive between, like I said, the city of Waynesboro and town of Grottoes. The road basically just winds. What was I going to say? The road basically just goes through fields and small towns, or like really, really tiny towns, and fields and farms, and it's just a really beautiful area. Landscapes and everything is just so pretty. I hope the camera actually shows what I actually see. Well, we will know shortly, I guess. Well, not shortly, but when I review all this. In any case, I'm really getting out of city. I don't think I will see any city limit signs or anything like this, but this basically is the beginning of this drive. A 2-lane road all the way with speed limits of about 45 to 55 occasionally, and around 25 or so through the towns, or actually, yeah, well, villages basically, or it's really hard to call those places anything but it's just a few houses, basically a dozen or so, maybe a little bit. I'm kind of exaggerating this, but it's nothing really to count as a town. It's smaller than a town. Well, I guess depending on the definition. Well, I'm sure there is a definition what a town is. But I'm driving, and I probably should just stop talking, and you viewers should just enjoy the scenery, all the beauty of this. It's month of October now, like middle of October, so all the trees and bushes are starting to lose the green color, and everything starts to become brown, red, and yellow, and orange, I guess. Probably should point the camera slightly up, higher. I wonder if I can do that. Can I do that? No. Maybe I should stop. Well, we shall see. How about this? how is this? And the microphone, should probably attach it somewhere else. It might make a little bit of a noise, but yep. Not that the microphone matters. Shouldn't. Those beautiful clouds. Probably shouldn't be saying anything, but it's not the city of Waynesboro anymore as far as I can tell, but it's never going to be empty. It's not going to be like empty area between towns, between city and town and the next town or whatever is on the road. Or what I'm trying to say, that towns and cities are usually separated by spans of nature, roads, highways, byways, freeways. But in this case, and it just, I don't know if well, I don't want to go into like a detailed explanation of this, but I should probably say nothing really. It's just, what I'm trying to say is that in this area you will never see like a totally empty space, empty fields for miles and miles. It's going to be something every single mile. It's going to be a farm, a house, a couple of houses, or anything. Well, I'm mainly thinking about houses. Because that's how it's populated. It is always. I cannot call this a village, for example, at this point, because, or a town, because it's, well, I guess it has a name and it belongs to, well, it can be a county or it can be a town, city, like so. Like I said, like that, like I said, like that. I have lost the train of thoughts. In any case, we will see houses and farms and whatever else all the way between the town of Grottoes and city of Waynesboro. And now I'm crossing a major highway, 254. Well, it's still a 2-lane highway and it's still at 55 miles an hour, but it's one of those sort of a major roads. And I'm not on a major road. This is a byway, a countryside road. There it is, fields. I think there was something making a kind of a noise. fields and fields and fields. This is corn, by the way. All of this on the right side is corn, and it was corn on the left side too, but they have cut it down already. And that field up ahead on the left side, I think that is corn also. And this tree is just all yellow. It's getting kind of deep into fall time, but the grass is still green in places. So here's one of the speed limits, 45, and I'm not really going any fast. Yep, there's another yellow tree, or well, it's kind of orange, red one, and that bush right here next to the pole, just red, just intense red. And there is more corn. Horses, not donkeys, horses. There's another 45 speed limit. Now I'm really going under the speed limit. There's another intersection. We don't have a stop sign, but those people do have to watch out for them. I just noticed how much of a corn there is all over the place. There's another house just standing randomly. Well, I guess that is a farm, so that's like a farmhouse. Cows fenced in a field. There is a reduced speed limit. It's going to drop down to 35. I guess there is another farmhouse, but this is something more of a village now. Town? Village? Don't know, but there is a like a main street, come on, basically, and a lot of houses on both sides of the road. And the speed limit is 25 now. I didn't even see a name. I think there is a name, but like I said, I did not see any. I know it's something. I drove here a few times before through this area. It's definitely something, judging by the number of houses. Still 25 miles an hour speed limit, which we have to observe. Well, there is a name. Rankin Station. Oh, is this is a New Hope. I think this is a town of New Hope. That's the name. Well, we're still in the 25 speed limit zone. That's 35. Those poles are just basically, this is not the camera lens distortion, they are tilting to the right. Those telephone poles, well, they're not telephone, they're electricity, but most of them are really leaning to the right big time. Piedmont? I think that's what it is. It says end of 35, so I can go faster. Not that I want to, but I can. So basically we just drove through at least 2 towns in the past whatever 10-15 minutes, and they are barely 10 houses in a town, so it's really not much. And now we have this beautiful, beautiful view. Blue Ridge Mountains up ahead in the distance. It's about 5:30 p.m. so it's the sun is getting down and it's becoming a bit dark, but still daylight. Fields. Now it's a little bit over on the wild side. I don't really see any houses anywhere, so I may have lied a little bit by saying that should probably stop and change up. So I just switched the battery in the SD card in my camera since it was low on both accounts, and I'm back on the road again. Just like this. It doesn't even have a divider, double yellow, single yellow, whatever they paint on the roads. This is just pavement and nothing else, so you really cannot tell if it's a 2-lane, single lane, lane and a half, but there's more fields, and that mountain in the distance, it's kind of hard to point to, is Massanutten Mountain. I guess that's the name, if I'm not mistaken. There is another house on the left side. Actually a couple. No, just one. It's like a farmhouse again. There is a house on the right side, like a really old, small Mennonites type of a house. Yeah, this road is not that wide actually. There's another farm. There's a stop sign. Basically have to stop. See if the truck is going actually go where he thinks he wants to go. And this field on the right side is just green. I don't think it's grass. It could be grass. Maybe it's just resting this year, so they don't have anything on it but grass. We have a reduced speed again. Reduced and speed limit. Mount Meridian. So we have a. We are in Mount Meridian. Mount Meridian is a village of 5 houses. And this is it. Well, actually, I'm really out of the not out of options. I'm out of the woods. So yeah, I'm basically at an intersection of these two roads, and this is a 256 road, and yeah, that's pretty much it, I guess. I'm surprised how quick that actually went by, because this 256 is basically going to head straight into town of Grottoes, and I'm pretty much there. Mountains in the distance, that's the Blue Ridge. Those are Blue Ridge Mountains. And well, this is sort of the end of the trip. I'm really surprised. I kind of hoped for something much more entertaining and longer distance really drive, but well, to be fair, I could have taken a different route. I could have made a turn somewhere else, and that way I wouldn't have to drive on 256, and maybe a bit more interesting. Here's the sign that says Town of Grottoes. Welcome to Grottoes, Virginia. It doesn't say town or anything, but I kind of assume it's a town. And this is something that is more significantly sized. That's where I live. spend the days of my life. Well, I think Grottoes, I was kind of thinking about doing a separate video on Grottoes itself. I'm still planning on doing it. I hope I can. I hope it comes out as something interesting. So I guess I might just stop rolling the film right here. Well, it's not a film, it's all digital these days. But because I'm just almost home, so there it is. This was all that I wanted to show. Yep. Well, see you in the next episode.